Hello!
Hello!
We're back from Europe, and this week we're going to take you through our holiday costs. We're going to break down what it cost us to go to Europe and see if you can guess which is the most expensive. Fuel, tolls, or campsites.
Take a guess.
Okay, so we're back from Europe, we're back, you're filming in the house, a bit of a break from the van because you've seen the van in the last 6 videos. Hopefully you enjoyed it. We broke it down into 6 parts. We just want to take you through some of the highlights, some of the things that we really enjoyed, some of the places we really recommend, some of the things we would probably do better next time, and things that we missed.
And Molly's back for your viewing pleasure. In case you missed her, here she is.
Yeah. Behaving on absolute best behaviour. This is not the 15th take we've done of this video.
Honest, it's not.
Whatsoever. She's been really good, honest. But very pleased to have her back, and she's very pleased to see us, aren't you? Yes, good. Oh, that's lovely. Thanks very much. Okay, so without further ado, let's talk about the trip. So, in terms of the trip, hopefully you've seen all the best bits, the things that you liked from our video. We broke it in 6 parts, as I said, and we tried an air for the first time, which was really good. But starting at the beginning, probably the most best bit for me was just moving around. The best bit of having the camper van, really enjoyed that, having different locations and stops. It wasn't the route we planned originally, as you've probably seen. We originally planned to go to Austria. That was our original plan and trip. But because of the weather situation and Caroline wanted some sun, we decided to go to the south of France. Didn't we?
We did.
Which was too hot for Molly. So that was the only thing really, the only regret we had. We couldn't take Molly with us on this trip. Obviously there's lots of complexities taking your dog abroad, but that was relatively straightforward from what we could read online. But it was more the heat. I mean, it's about 20 degrees at the moment. You can see she's panting. She does not like heat. She's not comfortable in it when it's anything over sort of early 20s. And where we were was 31 to 34, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it's not just that. We're not keen on leaving her in the van unattended anyway, for various reasons. But also, you know, it does restrict you slightly. You know, you can't go to the pool.
Can't swim with your dog. That's a good point. Yeah.
So it's all the other things as well. Going in the supermarket as a 2, going on the bikes. It just adds a little bit more difficulty, which is fine, and we're, you know, not that it's difficult, we're happy to do that here in the UK, but to go for longer and, you know, with the weather disruption, and even if it's pouring down, that can be, you know, that can be a chore when she's soaking wet and you've got all your stuff in the van.
It's just, we missed it. But anyway, absolutely fantastic trip, but without Molly it was sad, but we're glad we're back now. She's here, she's come on the next one with us. So, favourite places. Where was your favourite place? We haven't discussed this, by the way.
It was really hard because everything offered something slightly different. I mean, Normandy we've been before, so we knew what we were getting. But it's a good place to be active and see things. It's a good introduction to your holiday. And then after that, we sort of wound down, if that's relaxed into the holiday. So south of France. Really beautiful, lovely weather, great scenery, Annecy, yeah, amazing, really like Italy. So everything was kind of, offered something different. That's such a non-answer.
I asked her what her favourite place was, and she just told you where we've been on holiday. She just said that six episodes.
I know, I'm sorry.
I'll start. Mine was Annecy.
Okay.
Are you not picking one?
No.
Fine. Kind of like them all. My favourite is Annecy. As I said, I've been to Normandy before, really like the south of France and other places, but Annecy was amazing. I'll definitely go back there again tomorrow, especially in the winter, for the winter sports. Yeah. So what didn't we like on the trip? The only thing that kind of was frustrating really was, for me, was I didn't get a chance to use the drone. Everywhere we went, there was restrictions in terms of planes. So in Normandy there was loads of low-flying classic airplanes, warplanes. There was fast jets in Annecy going right over the campsite, and then people on the paragliders. And in south of France, there was a police helicopter when I went to fly the drone flying overhead. I thought it was probably best not to fly it there. So that was the only thing I took with me. It was charged up and everything to use. I didn't get a chance to use it. So next time I go, I'm going to definitely use the drone and try and find out where I can use it. I was a bit worried about using it abroad. I don't know why, but what was your thing you'd change?
don't know if I'd change anything.
Perfect. That's good.
I haven't really thought this through, so I'm thinking now we've been back and it's been a few weeks. There can't be anything, can there? Because otherwise it'd be just be right there, something that really annoyed me or that I really still didn't like.
In terms of the van, it was absolutely perfect. We had no dramas with it whatsoever on the whole trip. Everything went smoothly. We had to top up AdBlue once partway through the journey, which you do anyway. But it was faultless, wasn't it? Not one thing was.
And considering the heat as well, we found out that the lockers over the dinette are the perfect size for a French stick. So that was good. Any chocolate that we bought did melt in the heat, but I mean, I think that's safe to say it would have melted anyway. The fridge was good, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was
What
really
we
good.
really noticed was how much better, obviously it will be obvious, but how much better the fridge was working when we'd been out for the day with the door shut.
The door makes a massive difference because the door blocks off the vents, so it stops the fridge effectively cooling itself. So if you have the sliding door open during the day, your fridge won't be working as effectively. So if you either fit an extra fan to the vents, or if you just shut your door, use the barn doors, the fridge works perfectly. No matter what the heat was outside, it was really, really good. So
Just the beers were colder when we've been out all day.
So the most exciting bit, the costs. We're going to break this down. She wasn't keen on the costs. Well, move closer together. There we go.
Come back, Molly, come back.
Come on, come and sit next to me, my assistant. So we're going to break down the costs for you so you can see exactly what it costs. So if you've had a guess at the start of this video, in terms of what was more expensive, the tolls, the campsites, or the fuel. We stayed in campsites for all the nights apart from one. We stayed in the air. Fuel, obviously, we drove everywhere. We'll show you the mileage first to start with. And then obviously the tolls. The tolls were a lot more expensive than we thought. We used them as little as we could, but we had to use them for some days who had big journeys to cover off. And we'll also talk about the crossing. We used the Eurotunnel. We booked it, it was bank holiday weekend, so it was relatively expensive compared to what you'd normally pay, I think, on a crossing.
It was really expensive, wasn't it? To go, what day? We went on the Friday?
No, it wasn't really expensive. It was about...
It's more expensive to go the day before, wasn't it?
It was about £100 cheaper if we'd have changed the day on the crossing. So it was the Queen's Jubilee weekend we went, on the Friday, yeah. So the crossing in total was £356, but we've not included that in the stats here. We've put it into total, but it's £356 for the Eurotunnel both ways. Return, sorry. So 356. So we covered 2,156 miles. 2156.2 to be precise. We used Trip B on the van to work out the mileage. So just short of 2,200 miles.
Is that from door to door?
Door to door.
From
from Chester to home, yeah. 2,156 miles. In reverse order. See how good you were at guessing. So in number 3 on the list was actually tolls.
So what was the total toll cost?
Total toll cost was £256.50p on tolls for the 2 weeks. Now that included the charges. So all these where we've had a transaction charge on the credit card, like a transaction fee, we've included it, so it's fair because that's what we've actually paid out. So £256.50 was the total for tolls.
And why did we use tolls?
To get around.
Yeah, I know, but a lot of people say, well, why are you using tolls? Like, why are you staying at campsites? But it's just the journey time. So to us, that's a good investment because the non-toll is further, takes longer. So potentially you've got less time. You know,
yeah.
It's nice to see the scenery, but you actually want to get there. And
one journey would have been 3 hours longer if we hadn't used the tolls, and the tolls were about 40 quid. So you can see why we did that, because we wanted to get somewhere we wanted to go and see. But other places we didn't use the tolls. We had more time. We took our time. So tolls were 256.50. Okay. And in second place, total for the campsites. So this was 13 nights.
yeah.
Yeah. Total for the campsites was £333.51, which I was really pleased with.
I think that's quite a bargain, really.
Most of the sites were like 20 quid a night, £20 a night. It's a really, really good value. It's maybe slightly more, 25, but 333.51 for the campsites.
And if you've seen, obviously if you're watching this, you would have watched the whole section of videos. So you'll know some of the sites we stayed at, well, all of them in fact, were really good sites.
Nice sites,
really nice sites, loads of facilities. they're in good locations. So I think that's
Yeah,
quite,
very pleased.
really reasonable for the quality and the standard of sites that we stayed at.
Definitely. So, in number 1, as you've probably guessed already when you start the video, was fuel. The fuel to drive 2,156 miles cost us £750.39, which was about £250 more than I was expecting when we first started planning the trip. So, a bit more than we expected, but...
Is that because we went further, or because the fuel
bit of both.
was more expensive than when we started thinking about travelling 2,000 miles?
Yeah, the fuel was a lot more expensive than we started planning the trip, so that was the main reason for it. So the total spend for the crossing, the tolls, the campsites and the fuel came to £1,696.40 to be precise. So that was effectively travel. Now we've not put the cost of eating out or the food or the drink in there, because everyone eats and drinks differently, and we didn't want to scare anybody.
And no, you'd still be buying those things at home, so it really doesn't count. You still need to eat at home, so essentially that's just like standard bills. We're just going to gloss over that bit.
So the total spend was £1,696.40. So not too bad, you know. Was expecting for that kind of journey. Maybe a little bit more than I was expecting. Maybe I was expecting to spend about 1,200, so probably 500 quid more than I was expecting. But anyway.
I mean, that's just the rule of life, isn't it? You think, just add 500 to whatever you think you're going to spend going anywhere with me.
But if I said, would you want that trip for 500 quid more, I would have said yes, no problem.
Yeah,
so.
Oh, there you go, then we're winning.
Yeah. Just before we wrap up and summarise, we have 2 more costs that we included. So we did, as you can see from the videos, we did quite a lot of croissants. The total croissant bill for the trip was £40.43.
I don't even know how we managed to work that out, but that's not something we should be proud of.
And the total cost of our bread, which we also liked, was slightly better. That was £20.22. So that was the bread product.
So just £10 on bread for me.
Yeah. So yeah.
You got £15 worth, I'm sure.
Probably did, to be fair. We won't even entertain the beers or anything like that. So,
no, as I say, you'd need to eat and drink if you were at home, so...
Yeah, definitely.
That's just the cost of living, definitely.
So we hope you enjoyed our video, our whole series of France. We absolutely loved making it and visiting. We learned a few things about filming when we were on holiday as well.
Remember to film?
Yeah, we kind of forgot what to do, so we went away and we kind of got distracted and we didn't do our normal films and linking stuff together. So apologies if some of the footage wasn't quite well linked, it was a little bit jumpy. We've got better ideas for future trips. We've got a few future trips coming up in August, so we'll share them with you when we're there, when we've done them. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Thank you also to our new subscribers. We picked up loads of new subscribers from this series. So if you're new to our channel, thank you very much indeed for taking the time to subscribe.
Yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And let us know where you're going, where you've been, where you recommend, how much your trip was compared to ours.
Yeah,
and
put in the notes, let us know.
Yeah, that'd be good.
In the comments below, let us know what you thought.
See how we compare.
Yeah, next week's video will be a review, and we have the bike review. I know lots of people have been asking us about the bikes. That is coming up in 2 weeks, so we'll have a full review on the bikes in 2 weeks from today.
Yeah, I think seeing all the kit that we've had lots of questions about different things that we've got with us, so we're going to try and just cover off some of them, what we like about them, why they're good, etc. over the next few weeks. Yeah. Then we'll be out in the van again, so yeah, they'll follow shortly.
Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you soon. Bye! Of course, our video wouldn't be complete without a beer review, and I'm very fortunate that when I was clearing out the van after we got back, completely forgot and found these from Normandy. I bought some local beers in Normandy, some additional local beers that I put in the locker in the van, buried them under something and completely forgot about them. Best thing about Campervan, there's so many nooks and crannies you put stuff in. I found all these beers, and these are actually made locally in Normandy, so I'll show you them. In fact, bear with. So there were 6 beers in total in the pack. I've got 3 left. I drank 3 before I managed to make the video. Sorry about that. First of all, it's 1066. This is the name of it. It's a blonde beer. These are all natural beers, so they've got sediment in the bottom of them. So just pour them very slowly when you're drinking them. This is 6.5%. Really nice, that one. Then there is Overlord beer, which is an IPA, which is the code name for D-Day, for the war part of Normandy. So Overlord, which is again 6%. Very nice. And then finally there's an amber beer, so slightly darker than the blonde. That's 6.5%. Again, 1066, really nice indeed. So lovely local fresh beers from Normandy.